Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We hope y'all had a good week. Kyle's not here to do that thing he does. So, how's your week been, CW?
It's been a rough one. Y'all don't want to hear about it. I'm here. I made it to Friday, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. We're glad you're here.
I'm
Mr.
glad I'm here.
Gene, have you been, buddy?
Been doing pretty good. Been doing some work this week. Been off from the shop waiting on supplies to come in. So I've been doing some tattooing, some gigging around. Been spending a couple days at the range doing test and tuning on a bunch of things. Getting close. Everything's working out slowly.
Very good.
Thanks
Very
for having
good.
me.
Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate you. Mr. Walter, what's going on, bud?
Hey, life is good. I woke up and heard the birds and saw the green side of the grass, and just about everything on my body hurt. So I knew I was alive, and that's a good thing at this stage. So, yeah, all good here. I got a new caliber, get ready to go, and a new firearm in the pipe, and accumulating the required equipment gear, and all kinds of good stuff. So we'll talk about that at another time, but I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us this evening. Mr. Mark Thomas, thanks for my new t-shirt, buddy.
Looking good, looking good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Been looking forward to it all week. My summer had come to a screeching halt and back to work. Yeah, it was all right. It's nice to see my colleagues again and sort of trying to get my mind back into it. We did have today off, so that was kind of nice. Get a little bit of rest. And, only have to do 1 or 2 days next week, and the following week I'll have students in front of me.
I was going to say, the kids ain't back yet, are they?
No, not yet.
But that was my next question. Do you have butts in seats yet?
Nope. Just mine.
Yeah,
And
those in-service days are fun.
that has eaten up my week. I haven't done any casting, any reloading. It's just been work. Hopefully this weekend I'll do a little something.
I'm going to pick on these two down here for a minute. Being support staff, our least favorite days are days that the kids are out and y'all are there, because y'all invent crap for us to do, whether it's broke or not. So there's that. And listen, look, y'all saw it. 34 people. Neither one of them denied it. They grinned and laughed. So we will cut this excerpt out of the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream and send it to my boss. Mr. Weasel, what in the wide world of sports is going on in Ohio, brother?
What's happening, folks? Good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. It's Friday. Finally Friday. Been a long week, but good week. So good to be here. Good to see everyone.
Thanks for being here, buddy. Last but certainly not least is the Billy of all the hills, the American Hillbilly. What's going on, bud?
Hey, buddy, how you doing tonight?
That's better than I
man.
deserve.
Just all excited about Friday night. Always enjoy it. Just so much fun to be here with all you guys, and awesome side chat, awesome panel. Man, I just love it.
We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us, man.
Wow, thank you for having me.
Our topic for tonight is in the description, and that's the only topic I've got for tonight. But I'm sure that's going to spawn some.
Yeah. We're always open to you guys in the side chat. So, you guys got stuff we want to talk about. Certainly bring it up, and we'll let you guys drive the show, because that's how it usually works out.
Yeah, that's our main goal here anyway. Talk about what you guys want to. Our topics are basically suggestions.
Yeah, things to fall back on if nothing else comes up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out good, but more often than not, it's you guys in the side chat, and we're fine with that.
So we're going to talk about customer service tonight when we get around to it. And but before we do that, we're going to. Is this a good time? I'm. You know, we got the two segments that we've added to the live stream. I don't know. I don't know. G23 wants to talk about that.
That would take the whole 2 hours.
That
Yeah.
would be a three-parter, right?
Yeah, the first part we just have to talk about them, and the second part we have to pick one of them to do it on, and the third part finish up with the other one.
We can leave and you can talk nasty about us behind our back. Go ahead, guys. That's all right. Everybody else does anyway.
Not in the public eye.
We are just part of the community, just like the rest of you. We all do what we can. Wish I could do more.
Exactly.
Hillbilly's got a new angle on his camera there now too. I see. What do you got? You got a microphone up high there, Mike? Is that what you got?
Yeah, it's a microphone there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very
when I kind of redid all this in this room, I didn't have room. Most of the microphone goes down here, but it just didn't work out here, so I had to put it up above. And so, anyway, I figured shout out to DJ here.
Yeah,
DJ Play Nice.
Is he in
I
here?
picked up.
I don't know if
I
he's
haven't-
in yet or not.
I picked up a microphone a while ago, and I used it a couple times. I liked it, but I had to take everything down and change things around, so I don't have a static place to set up yet. So once I do, or when I do, I'll pull it back out. So I just use the microphone in the laptop.
Yeah, my laptop microphone's terrible. I'd have to like yell as loud as I could for you guys to hear me.
Yeah, hopefully mine's okay.
You sound
Yeah, you
good.
sound fine.
Yeah. Hearing you good.
So we talked about our segments. We probably should put something down, if not in concrete, maybe in as an idea for we try and run through the side chat. 20 minutes, half an hour through. We probably should put a time frame on our verse and a time frame on Gene's Happy Corner there.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Probably have structure.
I'm thinking we'll do the run through the side chat about 20 after, then uh, what's hot pot got about 20 till, and then right about 9 o'clock we'll do the verse of the week.
Does StreamYard have anything built into it for time frames, like to tell us
Reminders or something.
time to do things? Maybe that's a question for Dan. Maybe he knows. I know he's out there in the side chat. They got so many other things that he always mentions that you can use StreamYard for to help you with your shows. I imagine they must have something.
I know they kicked me off after a certain amount of time, though. And that's reasonable.
G
So-
said StreamYard doesn't have anything like that.
So a quick customer service story, non-firearm related. I took my little green Jeep down to my local garage to get it inspected last week, and wanted me to drop it off the night before. He'd do it the first thing Saturday morning, and I was a little hesitant because it was supposed to rain, and I don't have the roof on it, just the rain cover. So I took it down, I dropped it off, just left my keys and the paperwork on the counter, and told Jim, thanks, I'll wait to hear from you in the morning. And nearly first thing in the morning, I got a phone call, and it had rained like heck overnight. I got a call. He says, it's all done. Go on down and get it. I can walk it's 2-3 blocks away. I walked down, and I looked in. It was completely dry. I said, how is it dry? He says, well, as I closed up, I just pulled it into the bay and parked it in the garage for the night and worked on it first thing, got it done, and gave you a call. Now that's good customer service. That's somebody taking care of you. Yep. That is the benefit of having a 20-plus year relationship with a local garage.
I'm going to take a look at what's going on over here. I'm getting called, I think. Hold on.
I got one about a car there, Mark. I got a really nice Hyundai Sonata 2020 SEL series, so it's got the skirts around it, It's a really nice car. I kept taking it back to my local Hyundai dealer for all my services because they were just really nice. I got the first few oil changes for free, and they took really good care of me. Last time I took it in, they brought it back to me, and it had 2 big scuffs on my side skirt where whoever was working on the car scraped it with their boots. So I pointed out, well, we didn't do that. I said it wasn't like that when I brought it in here. I take care of my car. You see it when it come in here. It's always clean. I take good care of it. Well, then they had to go get the manager. The manager had to come out and look at it. I said, look, man, you can take that thing back in the body shop and buff that out now. So they reluctantly took it back there. So I haven't been back to that dealer since.
I wouldn't either after that.
Yep.
Life is about playmates and playpens and relationships. We could get started on that.
Yeah.
Here on the Playmates. Oh.
So
Are we?
I don't think he was talking about the ones with the staples in their middle.
No. Are we officially on to customer service discussion already?
Well, we want to get on that here in about. Hey, Dwayne, 7834. What's up, buddy? In about 4 minutes, we're going to have to do the side chat thingy. So,
Gotcha. We'll do that
if
first.
you got a quick story, go ahead and
I'll hold it. Wait a minute. Well, I'll do that too.
okay.
Yeah, we'll get on it after we do the side chat.
Yeah, that's all. That's all, Walter. That's all, Davis. I meant not you, Walter. That Walter.
Also like to remind everybody about the little giveaways and contests or whatever that Garage Guy's doing.
Yeah.
Bald and Curious. Edward Petty's doing on Scotsman's channel. So, I'm sure a lot of people have seen those, but if they haven't, make sure you go over there and check those out. We're getting so close to Scotsman hadn't to drink a hard seltzer. So we need to make that happen, folks.
Only because someone challenged me. I mean, jeez.
You have to pick
Well,
your battles
remember, folks,
carefully. Pick your battles
you
carefully.
only got till next week, because next week we will give that Winchester away on next week's show. So we have your donation in by the 24th so that I can get it organized.
So what do we have?
So,
Three different firearms.
Yeah.
You got the Winchester 94. You have Bald with the 10 millimeter 1911, the Kimber, and then you got Garage Guy with a shotgun.
Yeah.
20 gauge shotgun, I believe.
Yeah, 20 gauge shotgun.
Very nice. I've
Yeah,
had some really good luck with Ruger as well. I've had to send two things back, and one of them was a brand new Ruger single 9 22 Magnum revolver when they first came out. I didn't even know that they had come out with it, and I walked in the store, and they had one. The guy said, "This is right up your alley." He knew how much I like 22 Magnums, and I picked it up and looked at it and said, "Yep, I'll take that." It was about the 1st of November, and brought it home. Went out, shot it a couple times. I went to put a free spool ball in it, and I couldn't get it to work. And when I looked at it, I found that they had put 2 springs in there and crushed the first one, and then trimmed the second one so that it worked. When I put the free spin pawl in, I couldn't get that other spring out, so I couldn't, and I wasn't about to be cut on my spring because I knew everything was right. So I put it back together and brought it back in the shop and sent it out. And this would have been a couple days before Thanksgiving, and sent it out to Ruger. They fixed it and got it back to me the week after Thanksgiving. So they had it for like 5 days, including the Thanksgiving holiday. And they got it back to me and fixed it. So I was really, really impressed. And the second one was not a mail-in. It was my 300 Blackout Ruger American, which is a very early gun, one of the first ones that they released. Actually, it was a demo gun that was sent to a local big Ruger dealer here in Connecticut, the biggest in the state, and they chose to sell it rather than shoot it, review it. And I happened to walk in the store when they put it out, so I grabbed it. And I think it's got some issues with the bolt because I've broken the extractor 3 times now. And I called them up and I asked them the first time, I said, "I really don't want to send this in for what this is. I can fix this. I know what it is. It's just a little bit of a pain with that little tiny detent ball that's in there. But I can fix this myself if I'm allowed to." And the girl was great. She actually sent me a couple of extra detent balls because they're teeny weeny, teeny tiny. And springs, and the extractor chipped is what would happen. It would crack and chip. I guess they over hardened it too much, or it's in the wrong position slightly. Anyway, it cracks. And it's happened a couple times. And I just call them up and they send me parts, no charge. It's here in a couple days, and I always get extra parts. So I've been a Ruger fan for a long time, and that just solidifies it for me because the customer service is awesome. I've had like Scotsman. I've worked in the industry for a lot of years, and I've dealt with a lot of the companies. And being here in Connecticut, I am local to the majority of them. You know, I've been to Henry, I've been to Kimber when they were in New York. I've been to all the big ones, Winchester when they were here, Remington when they were here, Marlin, Mossberg, Smith and Wesson, countless others, Savage. I've been to all the factories, and some of them are really tough to deal with, even though I could basically walk into these places, and kind of surprising, you know, with that, the ability to do that and say you had problems with it is really astounding to me. You know, if you can walk into a manufacturer that's local to you, you should have zero problems.
Well, we've got one close to us that we can walk into, but I won't.
So yeah, I'm not gonna badmouth anybody that I'm talking about, just in general. You know, it's you expect to have really good service, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't.
Walter
One
said Walter Davis, I'm sorry, said Jimenez has the best customer service um, right there. And I need to call Ruger, but we'll get into that later. And right now, we need to go through the side chat. We've got 41 nice folks out here listening to us run off at the mouth. What should we type in tonight? How about CS for customer service? And it plows off the screen. So,
Didn't take long.
we got, let me get up back to the top. We got Viejo. He always is the first on the bullet with the side chat thing. CW Longshot, G23, Doug Thomas, Bobby Barlow, Walks Fletcher, Bama Dad. I got a package from you today. Thank you, brother. Michael Dunn, the Scottish American Trees Blowing. I got a box from you. Also, trees that I got to do an unboxing for. Edward Petty, Tactical Fud, Hillbilly Up, Andy 79 Z28, G23 and Doug Thomas again, Dale Pogue, Honey Creek Road. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I got a call. We're going to talk about Ruger here in a minute. Andre D'Angelo, Floridian, Wes, Tim S., Dwayne 7834, Paul Loud, Jason Stewart. What's up, buddy? Doug Thomas. Got Walter Davis out there, James Pugh's out there, reloading from the hot pot. There's Vanessa Kitty, uh, Duffer 426, Chris from the 740. What's going on, buddy? GGW Outdoors, and it blew off the screen again. Hold on a minute. And Honey Creek Road, and Bama Dad, and there's Info Bros. What's going on, buddy? Put that comment up there. Y'all can talk about that. And Rick Perry, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping in.
Did GGW have a comment that I forgot about, or he addressed me with something? Did I see something from him a while ago? Did you put up on the screen that I missed?
He's rubbing it in on both of us. He bought a 24 Savage,
okay.
24 with a
Yep.
22 long rifle 20 gauge.
Okay, that's what I saw. One of my favorite.
CW actually has a couple of those, and
Yep.
That was the first gun I ever hunted with, and I would love to find myself one. Ruger customer service is top shelf. Needed a part for a Mini 14. They sent the wrong part, then overnighted the correct one. That cost them some money. So there's that. So I have not used Give Send Go, Info Bros. Really
Yeah,
haven't.
never heard of it, but good to know.
I know Milsert Mike mentioned something along those lines. Said he's used it in the past, so he suggested it. Um, I was looking into it, but I mean we're already so close to the goal; it's kind of pointless at this point.
Where are we at? You want to talk about that for a minute?
We are. I gotta go to the post office tomorrow. I know there should be at least 2 checks there. I don't know how much for, but I know there should be at least 2 checks there. Um, but as of the moment, we need 3750.
You need what?
3750.
Really
I
awesome.
want to address that comment. We're so close, the goal is pointless. The
I didn't say,
goal needs
I
to
didn't
be
say that was pointless. I said don't go in the gift and go will be pointless.
I'm just messing with you.
Nice try. Nice try there.
We're not gonna let you weasel out of that hard seltzer, bro. If I have to go to my bank and get a loan for $3,700, you're gonna drink a hard seltzer.
Walter Davis says Ruger's always been good to him.
One more thing, real quick, Scotsman. I was fixing to send you mine, but since Garage Guy, I let him use my Cash App and Venmo. So soon, his is only I think a week, like next week. So as soon as those come in, then I'll just send all that to you together, including what his part is from there, which will all be like wrote out separate or whatever. But then I'll just send you a check for the whole thing. So
Are you gonna send him a hard seltzer too, or is he gonna have to buy his own?
I told him I had like 17 left. So no, that's a 12 pack. I have 9 left. I ain't shot him yet because I want to make sure I have one for him if he needs it.
That is so generous of you, Hillbilly. I mean, you are going above and beyond to help the Scotsman out. Rock on, brother.
Going above and beyond would be buying a nice bottle of whiskey for the follow-up shot.
You betcha, buddy. And
Well, I'm sure there's different flavors of seltzer in that package. I mean, if you didn't like one, I mean, you could chase it with another one.
Yeah, it's kind of what Hillbilly did. It didn't work out too well.
We got a joke right here I gotta tell. I gotta read if I can find it again. Chessboard. Old man and wife were told to write down everything. He told his wife he was going to get ice cream. She wanted some too, and he didn't write it down. 20 minutes later, he brings her eggs and bacon, and she says, "Where's my toast?" That's a good one.
Bad dad jokes.
Where is Mr. Lusk tonight? Is he at work or?
I'm assuming he's at work.
Okay.
they're picking on me on the side chat.
Well, I think
They'll
you
do
need to
that.
change your channel name. You need to change your channel name. You got to be King Seltzer now.
Oh man.
I
You
was
never
just
gonna
kidding around. I didn't really mean that when I said that. I was just picking at him. Idaho Rogers is out there. What's up, brother? Okay, Hillbilly, tell us. Uh, yeah, you kind of do, Bama Dad. Tell us about some of your customer services experiences, Hillbilly.
Well, I shoot a high point a lot, so I don't have to use customer service. They just run. But if I ever do, I just send it in. They send me a new gun. So, you know, not honestly, I've not had any trouble with my firearms. Thank the Lord, I have not had to, um, send anything in to get fixed or anything like that. I not had any trouble at all, really. I mean, nothing major. So I don't have any experience really of any getting anything returned, but I do have some great experiences with different companies of buying, their product, their firearm or whatever. Um, there's several of them out there. I know, like PSA, some stuff I ordered from them was shipped right out. I mean, um, pretty much about everything. I've had really good luck with most everything. So there's nothing I can really talk about. I did go to the drive-in once, and they forgot my fries, and I lady brought them out to me. That was pretty good customer service. But
Were you
yeah,
talking to the speaker to them?
yeah,
Remember the drive-in had those speakers you put into your car?
yeah.
They're off the rack. You push the button, and you got customer service.
You betcha. Good old steak and shake used to have that around here.
That was
I
back
got
in the day. I got a firearms. I bought a new SIG Spectre Comp, and about the first 20 rounds through it, it started scraping the barrel up. The slide did. It was a gold nitride barrel, and I called them up, and they said, "Well, here we're gonna email you a tag, wrap it up, take it to FedEx." That was on a Monday. 2 days to get there, so Monday, Tuesday. They had it Wednesday, and I had it back Friday. Bam. That's the only time I've had to get any kind of warranty work done on any firearm I've ever bought, and it was 5 business days. There, fixed, and back to me. Very impressed.
who was this again? Now I was typing.
Sig Sauer.
Oh, Sig. Yeah, you would
Yep.
expect that. From the bigger name companies, you would expect some uh, good results, some good customer service. People like Smith and Wesson and Ruger, of course, and Sig, CZ. Scotsman, you ever had any dealings with CZ's customer service?
I personally haven't had to because they run like butter. But I know Daniel has when he used the custom shop and had some work done and stuff like that, and he has pretty decent customer service. As far as a firearms company that has really bad customer service, I'd have to go with Car Arms. Even as the dealer calling Car Arms, they were probably one of the worst companies I ever talked to. Argued with them probably for a solid hour about what they should do for the customer, since it is their gun that was having the problem. And yeah, it took a while to get them to actually do anything, but we went back and forth for quite a while. They didn't want to. They had an attitude the entire time. It was pretty bad.
Walter Davis is starting to like that high point. So you got some defense there going on, Mr. Hillbilly up.
I think I told my high point story. We we had a range at one of the shops I worked at, and this was early on for high point, and we didn't sell the guns. The guy brought one in to sell, and we didn't want to buy it. And one of the other sales reps traded the guy a box of ammo for it, and we decided to keep it as a house gun for the range. We had some rental guns and such, and we had that gun for a couple of years. And I can honestly say, I think it was a 9mm, one of the first ones. I can honestly say that that gun just shot and shot and shot and shot. We shot everything from just ammo that came in to new ammo to anything that we had. And the gun just always ate it, always shot, never ever a problem. As much as we wanted it to be a POS, it just ate everything and never hiccuped.
Yeah.
You said that was a high point?
Mm-hmm.
Every high point I've had has eaten everything I've thrown at it. I've never had an issue. My 10mm high point, I still take it out and shoot it when I'm taking my Rock Island out. I usually take that too to throw a couple rounds through it, and it eats everything I put in it. I'm stupid happy with it, and it's which is one of them guns that, man, just makes you smile every time you pull the trigger because it's just so dang funny.
I have I have two Rossies. I have a 357 and I have a 45 Colt, and the 357 is an older one, and it was really rough when I got it. I've smoothed it up twice. It's never given me any problems. Just a lot of stamped parts when they were older. They were not very smooth and had a lot of cycling feeding problems because of the finish on the parts. They just a lot of stamped parts, a lot of burrs and roughness, but I got it all smoothed up and it's been really good. And the 45 Colt is a newer one to me. It's a safety gun. It's got a safety on the top, and I took it apart and smoothed it up. I think somebody was in there before me, and it's a good shooter. It's a good handler. I like it a lot. I would not hesitate to buy another one. And everything I've read with the reviews today says that they're a lot better than they were as far as smoothness. And every one I've picked up the past few years has been nice, as good as anybody else's. So I wouldn't hesitate to buy one.
I will second those comments. Mine is an older 357. I've taken it apart. That's going to be your drawback. The biggest con for me, because I'm a Marlin guy, is taking that thing apart and cleaning it and putting it back together. It's a booger bear to get everything in the right place. Until you get everything figured out and you get everything smoothened up and everything like that, and then you're golden.
I was going to mail mine to Jamie so he can do it.
We're talking about I got the wrong one. Mr. Bob, we're talking about the Rossi 92 lever actions.
Yeah, I mean, I got one right there, not very old, and I mean, to me, when I took it out of the box, I didn't, mess with the sights or anything. When I put it up to my shoulder, it felt as comfortable as any old lever action that I've had for years. I mean, it just fit. It's comfortable. It shot just perfect. Like I was really amazed. I was really impressed with it. To be honest with you, it was just fit right at home with me.
Uh, and y'all know I've been shopping for a 44 mag lever action. I got my hands on a Ruger Marlin the other day, and I'm smitten. And the price is not nearly as bad as I was thinking. Walt says he's had 4 Rossi 92s over the years, and they were trouble free. But the Rossies nowadays, uh, they've stepped up their game. The fit and finish, the ones I'm seeing in gun stores within the last year, the wood is way better than it used to be.
Yeah,
The
they used to be really bad wood.
the fit and finish where the metal comes to the wood is very nice too. And yeah, that loading gate is an issue. It will bite you, so don't be afraid to take the loading gate out and get you a little round file and smooth off that back edge of that opening right there, so you don't cut your thumb open. Uh, all right, we need to get to what Hot Pot's got. Are you ready, Gene?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, here we go. Doop, doop. Welcome to What's Hot Pot Got. Tonight, I want to show you something. It's kind of rare to see these days, rare to see the brass come through. I've only seen 100 or so rounds of this come through. And tonight, we're going to be featuring 50 GI. This is a Starline case. This is actually modeled after the 45 ACP, only a little bit bigger. I do see some 45 ACP brass come in that's blown out to 50 GI where people are shooting it through it. And you really shouldn't do that. But the 50 GI was developed in 2004 and was actually introduced into an M1911 as the first firearm to feature it. There is one other firearm out there that does make a conversion kit for that, but we won't talk about that. We're going to talk about the 1911. This actually has let's see, I got it right in front of me. It's got a maximum base diameter of 0.526 inches and carries a maximum pressure of 23,000 psi.
Wow.
Just a fun, slow slug.
And a rebated rim.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
A lot of work going on right there.
But that, everybody, is what Hot Pot's got.
Thank you very much. And I like Gene's gems. That's good. That's good, Tim S.
Man, that one last week, that was crazy. Well, they come up with some wild ones.
They did, didn't they?
Man.
So Mark Thomas had a customer service story about his Jeep. Any firearm related customer service stuff?
No, I've never really sent anything back. I've always tinkered and repaired stuff myself. Yeah, that's about it.
I think a lot of folks do. I think a lot of the companies are advertising lifetime guarantees, but I think most anybody who has a problem with a gun, number one, they're going to try to fix it themselves. Number two, they'll go to a local gunsmith if they have one. And I think sending it back to the manufacturer for the repair would be a measure of last resort. And but I do have a couple. Um, I don't know if I've talked about, well, I've shown the Ruger number one that I inherited from my friend, and it got left out in the car. Remember, know how rusty that is and all. And Ruger said they would do a refinishing job on it and gave me a price. And I will send it back, but I'm going to take it apart and get everything functioning on the inside, and then I'll send it back to them and have them to refinish the outside. They said they couldn't guarantee that they would get all of the. Okay, so when he comes on here, we're going to sing, instead of saying "Hey" to him, we're going to sing "Happy Birthday," and he'll be in here in a little bit. So my mistake there was I took the gun, I boxed it up, and I took it to my local gun store and asked them to send it. And they called Ruger, and Ruger told them they weren't taking that kind of work. But when I talked to them 2 days before, they were. So what I should have done was carried it somewhere and had it shipped myself. But you know, they've got shipping companies that come there all the time. They're always sending stuff out, and so I'll call them again and get it set up and tell them what happened, and I'm sure they'll do the right thing. Uh, then there's this category we get in customer service where there's just not much that the company can do. For example, y'all know I bought Ruger American Predator and 6.5 Creedmoor, and I also bought the Magpul American Hunter stock, which is made for the Ruger Americans. Well, the gun has never fed out of the magazine that came with that stock. It just never has, and so uh, Jason Stewart's putting him one together. He got a Magpul Hunter stock as well, but he's using a Remington 700 action, barreled action. So he inspired me to call uh, Magpul, and I called them today, and they wanted to know how old the rifle was. And when I told them I didn't really know, I bought it right about the same time I bought the stock. And he asked me what kind of magazine was in it, and I said it seems like it was. Good night, Michael Dunn. I
All right,
told him
Michael.
it seemed like it was that 3-shot rotary magazine, and he said that those stocks were not compatible with that setup, that the feed ramps didn't go down far enough. And I said, so basically I'm just stuck, huh? He said, wasn't nothing they could do, that the gun that I had, if it was that, it just wasn't compatible. So there's not a whole lot they could do about that. So
It uses the ACIS mags.
yes,
I know they had a big problem with those and the 223, but I didn't think it carried over to the larger cases, the 308 size, 6.5 Creed sized cases. I thought it
well,
was the 223 that was the problem.
the original uh, Ruger Americans were set up for that 3 or 4 round rotary
Oh,
magazine.
their factory rotary mag. Yeah, that was a problem mag. Yeah, I have got that in my 300.
Well, the Magpul designed the scope for the newer rifle, which was uh, made for a single stack uh, magazine, and it's just not the same. It's not compatible. So I'm gonna take it back apart, see what I can do. I think what I'm going to be looking for now is that gun only. The only thing I use it for is to shoot long distance. So single feeding ain't no big thing. That's the way you do it at the bench. But if they're calling it a hunter stock, and if you're going to hunt with that stock, you really need to be able to feed out of the magazine because you don't
Mhm.
know when you're going to need another shot.
Well, true hunters, one shot, one kill.
That's the way I
I
play.
agree with you though. It should work. You think it's the one for it? That's crazy.
But that's my customer service story. And Hobby's Hobo did a video about Lee's customer service. And Walter, didn't you say you had a customer service story, or did you already tell that?
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't tell it, but I got a couple. They'll be short. I had as many others have already recounted. I've had only one uh, customer service connection with Ruger, and it was not too long ago. It was last year actually, and I have a couple of GP 100s, both in 38 357. And if you've got one of those and you've ever dropped the cylinder and the crane assembly apart, there's a couple little ball bearings in there, and they're real tiny. They're like number 7 shot, and one of them fell out, and I couldn't find it. And so I called Ruger and I said, "Can you just send me one of those?" And the gal told me, said, "No, that's got to be factory fitted." I said, "You sure? I mean, it looks pretty simple. You just stuff it in there." And she said, "No, we got to factory fit those." And she says, "Just go ahead and box it up and send it off to us. Here's your number." I said, "No, no, 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 no. Wait a minute. I'm in California. I can't do that. I have to take it to a dealer." And she said, "Oh, that's right." So I had to go to the dealer, and he has to connect with Ruger. And he did that while I was standing there. And then here's the gun in Ruger's box, and he shipped right off. And Ruger turned that one around in about 4 days. But then I still had to go back to the dealer and pick it up. So we can't do door to door with ammunition or firearms here in California. So that was a good one. And then I had one that wasn't firearms, but it was with reloading stuff, and it was actually something about actually a number of the RCBS bullet molds that I have. And if you take those apart, there's a set screw that tightens in on the bolt and the sprue plate. And RCBS puts a little brass buffer in there, a little tiny kind of a seat, so that the grub screw that you're pushing up against the sprue plate bolt doesn't really come in contact with the threads on that bolt. Instead, they put this little brass buffer in there so you won't booger up your threads. Well, you buy used molds, and most of the time those are missing because folks don't even know they're in there. They take the mold apart, clean it, do whatever, and that thing goes away. So I called them up and I said, "Hey, I've got a whole bunch of RCBS bullet molds and that I bought used, and most of them are missing that little brass buffer. Can I? Do you have a part?" Well, I actually had a part number for it, and I said, "Can I purchase some of those from you?" And she says, "Well, no, we don't have them for sale, but we'll just send you a couple." And I said, "Well, I actually need more than a couple." She said, "Well, how many do you need?" And I said, "Well, probably 20. She said, "Wait a minute, let me go talk to my manager." So she came back and she said, "Well," I said, "usually, manager says usually all we'll send is 2." She said, "But in your case, we'll send you 10." So she sent me 10, and since then I got those. She sent them right out. I had them 2 days later, and I figured out how to make some. The rest of my need, I'll just make them. But that was pretty good. Usually it was a 2 per person limit because they know that folks lose those all the time, I guess. And she said, "No, we'll give you 10." So I thought that was pretty good service.
RCBS is top shelf with a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, I've called them in for a couple of things, stuff that I've bought used
Yeah,
that
exactly. I was going
had
to say.
broken parts, or that somebody else broke or lost
Yep.
or whatever, and they were right on. I said, no, we'll just send you the part out. Don't worry about it. So kind of like that.
Yep. I told them, look, I said, I don't expect you guys to warranty this. This is not a warranty thing. This is something somebody neglected. I bought it used, or I broke it, or whatever. And they said, nope. We're going to send it out to you.
Yeah.
And they do. It's just
Yeah.
awesome.
DJ, Harbor Freight has a kit of grub screws of all different sizes for pretty cheap. You can go check that out, see if it's there. Otherwise, most of the hardware stores have it.
Another
Okay.
stellar company for reloading is Dylan. People talk about Dylan drinking the blue Kool-Aid, but Dylan deserves their praises. They will help you out, above and beyond. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how it works. You bought it used. You bought it new.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They're awesome for the guy to deal with, and they want to deal direct. They're a little different company. They don't. When we were trying to get them in house and to sell them, and they really don't want to deal with retailers. They want to deal with consumers. They want to deal direct. They don't want a middleman. They don't want. So we had to sell it basically for no profit to have them, because that's how they have it set up, and that's how they do it. And people would come back to us, and that's part of the reason they didn't want to deal with it. They wanted the consumer. So we would just refer them back to the factory themselves, and they found that they could get everything they ever needed above and beyond. Manuals sent out, parts sent out, pieces that are missing, whatever. And they're just top notch, top shelf, really good to deal with.
I can attest to that. When I got my 650, a must-have for the 650 is the case feeder. Well, it took me a little bit before I got the case feeder, but when I got the case feeder, I got it all set up, threw in a couple handfuls of brass, plugged it in, flipped it on, dropped about 4 or 5 pieces of brass, and stopped. And I'm like, what the hell? And I made sure the adjustments were right and everything was right. Power on, power off, wouldn't work. Motor was shot. So I called Dylan up, and I talking to the gentleman there, and he's like, well, do you think you can take it apart and put a couple wires in here and there? And yeah, I'm pretty sure I can manage that. He's like, so we'll send you a brand new one out, and once you get that, send the other one back, and we won't charge you. I had that thing in 2 days, and they didn't just send the motor piece itself, they sent a whole brand new assembly, the whole thing. And I shipped the other one back, no problems. Things ran like a dream since.
Cool.
So I don't know what you're referring to, a grub screw. Can somebody tell me what a grub screw is?
A little bitty
Bit
lock.
screw.
That's what
Yeah.
Walter was just talking about in the RCBSs. There's a little bitty Allen cap head screw, Allen threaded screw. No head on it. Usually is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I get those from True Value, or Ace, not True Value, Ace.
Yeah. You usually find a set. I got a whole box of them from Harbor Freight, and they work fine.
Yeah, I bought them on Amazon too. Amazon, eBay, they're on there as well.
So James Pugh said he got really good customer service with RCBS on a used set of dies he had. Good deal, man. And Waltz Fletcher said Dylan didn't take care of him in 1984. So
When you go into Ace Hardware and you're into the fastener section, a lot of people don't know, but if you go look, there is one drawer that specifically has gun screws, and they even have one neat little metal plate that's you can check sizes, and you can buy it, you can take it with you, and you're trying to find scope screws or filler screws. You can put them into that little plate, and it'll tell you exactly what screw you need. And when you go back, they've got them in the drawer, numbered.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love
I
my
used to
local Ace
have one of,
Hardware.
I have one of those somewhere, but it's metric. So there's that. Hot Pot, you got any stories for customer service?
Yeah, I do. This is a bad one.
Good. We need an offset.
Walker hearing protection.
Oh wow.
I'll never buy anything Walker again in my life. I'm not going to waste my money on it. Not only did a sample of one fry out, a sample of two fried out, and that's those the Bluetooth hearing protection. Mine shorted out, and I bought mine from an LGS. I didn't go to like Cabela's or Bass Pro or someplace like that to buy them. I went to local LGS and picked them up. I bought me a pair. So I'm gonna test these out. So I wore them every day at work. Well, one of the sides started freaking out on me, started shorting out on the Bluetooth side. So I called them up. I mean, I've got a receipt for them. I called them up, said, "Hey, they're shorting out. Where'd you purchase them at?" I said, "I got them at a local gun store." "Oh, they're not from the official retailer?" I said, "No, but I've got my receipt for them." "Well, we can't help you." "Oh, okay." I told the lady, I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll leave a nice video for you on my YouTube channel. How about that?" And I hung up.
Wow.
Now, Ms. Hot Shots, I bought her a set because she liked mine. Now the battery life on them is good for, if on a full charge, hour or so at the range. With the Bluetooth off and just the noise compression on, the battery life just goes to the floor.
My goodness.
So
Now
it's
mine's not Bluetooth.
It's not just a sample of one; it's a sample of two, and they're both junk.
Yeah. Now mine's not Bluetooth. I've had them for quite a while, but I ain't had any trouble with them yet.
Yeah,
But
almost
I have
all
not
of us.
worn them for like 3 or 4 hours straight though either. So
I've heard a lot of issues with their product as far as the Bluetooth hearing.
Well, when I showed up the first time at Dead Zero to meet up with some of these guys, almost all of them had Walker razors with not the Bluetooth ones, just the noise canceling. You turn the volume up like that. I wore mine all day straight for 2 days in a row, and they were good. But when you start adding more stuff on there, it's more stuff to mess up, and that's what happens.
I've got a pair of the Walker razors, just the earmuffs. I had those on at Dead Zero because it was cold out, to keep them ears warm. And I've had those things forever, and they've been great. But those little earbud pieces, man.
Well, I can tell you, like I messaged Walker about probably a 5-cent part, and it said, it says when you email them, you can select whether you want to comment, whether you want, suggestion, whatever. So, I suggestion and a comment, and my suggestion and comment was, when you sell these things, they should come with 2 or 3 of them. That's just a little rubber hose. It should come with 2 or 3 of them, because if you got to cut it and adjust it, you need to make sure, people screw up. It'd be better if it came with more than one. I got an email back 2 days later. It was a link to buy a whole set for $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? That's your response? Yeah, not impressed. They can't send a 5 cent part out. It's
No
pretty
kidding.
pathetic.
That's crazy.
That's the way some folks are. All right, time for verse of the week. Are y'all ready? We need some good comments here.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I'll try that, G. Give me a minute. Let me find my verse because all of it wouldn't fit in my banner. So,
Also, I see the thumbs up number is awful low, guys. Remember the thumbs up.
that gives us more suggestions, and they present the link to more folks, and we'll get more people in here.
I see 55, and my number is showing two. Two thumbs up. So either we aren't doing a very good job, or you guys just forgot. So just a friendly reminder.
Oh, no, there's way more than 2 thumbs up.
I only got 9 on my side.
I got 45.
Nice. That's the way it should be. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, verse of the night is John's Gospel, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief does not come except to kill and to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. And if you read that whole chapter, it's one of Jesus's teachings, and it's all about the good shepherd. There's some great stuff in John's Gospel. It's my favorite. And just in the time it took me to read that verse, I've missed 23 comments. Wow, guys. Y'all are rocking it out over there. Let me do this again and do that, and then and do that so we can talk about this. And hopefully, I can still see the comments. The 99 in one sheet, that's pretty much what I was thinking, Tim. Um, so Jesus comes to give us life and give it more abundantly. I think that's a lot of something that the the world, the natural world, thinks that to be a Christian you got to give up this, that, and the other, and you can't go dancing, you can't go. You can't have any fun if you're going to be a Christian. Well, the most fun I've ever had's been since been a Christian, trying to live right. And but Jesus comes to give us that life and have it more abundantly. And He is the good shepherd, and the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. And I just would remind you that Jesus did give his life for us, and we're the sheep that he's talking about in that metaphor there. So, but the thief who comes to steal, kill, and destroy, we know who that is. That's the enemy. That's who we want to stay away from. And as far as what we think about him, I think sometimes we give him too much credit for who and what he is. he's powerful. We can't ignore him and we can't overlook him. But you just he's not omnipotent. He's not everywhere all the time like God is. He's not all knowing like God is, and omnipresent like God is. So, any comments from the panel?
Sure. Um, one small snippet of that, um, where we're talking about not just having life, but having life more abundantly. There's a difference between existing and living. And anybody can just exist if they got nothing to fall back on, nothing to believe in, nothing to look forward to. You're just existing. But if you've got an abundant life with all of the happiness, all of the fulfillment, all of the enjoyment, and everything that goes along with having an abundant life. And I don't think abundant life here means that you've got a lot of possessions. I don't think that's it at all. I think that we're talking about the difference between existing and living, and being fulfilled inwardly. So that's what I get from that. Just that one little part of that.
That was
Yeah.
good, Walter.
I
That was
agree.
good.
I agree. And Info Bros makes a comment. Only the guilty have to look over their shoulder. Uh, Brother, I understand what you're saying, but we're all guilty. The only difference between uh, the people who don't have to look over their shoulder and the ones that do is forgiveness through repentance. Uh, and once you get there with the Lord, if there's something that you've been guilty of in your past, you go and that's your first order of business. You run right to straighten that out. I know I did. For an example, not on a religious thing, but in my life, when my baby was born, my first son, Jay, when he was born, and I got him home from the hospital, and after about a week or so of uh, making bottles and changing diapers and walking the floor at 3 a.m. and that kind of stuff, y'all remember? Uh, uh, yeah, I went to my mom and just hugged her up, and I said, Mama, I'm sorry for all the crap I put you through. All so there's that. And I just realized that how many on the panel are parents? How many of us have kids? I know I do. I know Mark does.
Not me.
Uh, Scotsman says none to speak of. Yeah. There's Tommy boy.
Hey, Tommy.
No such thing as too much fun at the range, buddy. All right. Any other customer service story we need to talk about? Panel, here's your chance. Uh, Side chat. I bet Chris from the
I prefer to be
740.
positive. I'm not going to dump on any bad customer service. Just reflect the good one for myself.
So Miss Hotshot knows all about those making those bottles and changing those diapers. Pat's got 5. GGW's got 4. Duffer 4 kids, 12 grandkids. Woo! The Bible says children are a blessing from the Lord. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full. Rich White 3. Pat, you're not the first one we've heard say that tonight. Uh, Hillbilly Up was bragging on High Point's customer service.
I did have to deal with High Point customer service once. I took a 25 auto case and I cut it down and I put it on my mag release, just on a JHP 45, just because I thought it looked cool. Extended it out a little bit, you know. I knocked it off at the range somehow, and I lost that and the mag release button. So I called them up and I said, "Hey, do you sell these parts?" They were like, "Why? What's wrong?" And I told him what I did, and I said, "It's my fault. I laid it down or knocked it off or something. I couldn't find it." He said, Give me your address." Gave me the address. 2 days later in the mailbox, there was 2 mag release buttons, 2 mag release springs, and so he included like the rest of the little parts too in there. It's like I was impressed.
Yeah, that little spring's hard to find if it comes out of there. That mag release.
I didn't lose the spring. I just lost the button.
Yeah.
I must just bumped it on those picnic tables they have at the range or something. But a 25 auto goes over top of one of those.
Come on, G23. I was in the Old Testament, buddy. So Tommy Boy gives, that is true right there. Only bad customer service I ever had was Lee, but they also have been some of the best. So when it comes to Lee, I guess it's who answers the phone.
Yeah, it's who you get to talk to, I would say. And the last person I talked to, they can, in the nicest way possible, they can kiss my rear.
Far out.
I'm done with Lee. Lee can, I'm good.
I've dealt with them a couple times.
No comment.
Parts that broke, and all they asked was for my address. I mean, each time. That was when the older lady was handling the phones. Now they got a younger lady doing it, and she's a little hard to get through to.
They got a new gal, huh?
Yeah, the older lady used to answer the phone probably 4 or 5 years ago, up to 4 or 5 years ago. She was real friendly, and anything you needed, she was like, yep, give me your address. Here you go. It's on its way. Now it's like, ugh, sorry I called you, but I do have a problem.
Yeah, that's no fun when you have to deal
I'd
with
like to
the
know why they got rid
personality
of Shirley.
instead of just, yeah. Now it's just number 1 or number 2, man. We want Shirley back.
That was her name, Shirley?
Yeah, Shirley's gone.
Shirley. Yeah, she was number 1.
Yeah, she inspected a lot of the molds. And back in the day when we'd get a new mold from Lee, we're going, "Oh, let it be Shirley mold. Let it be a Shirley mold."
Now she still works there. Now the young lady told me she still works there, but she just went to a different department now. She doesn't do the customer service anymore.
Talking about a new gal, I'll say this real quick. My grandmother, she worked for the post office. She was postmaster for several years, retired as a postmaster. And, she was getting, her check from them or whatever, her retirement. And, and then like one day I was up there and she goes, "I got to call this place." Said, "I didn't get my check this month." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "You want me to call him?" And she said, "Well, you should dial a number. I'll talk to him." So I called him up, told him what the deal was. I said, "My grandmother wants to speak with you." So she got in there and she goes, I don't know if you guys got a new gal down there this week or this month, but I didn't get my check. That gal that's there, man, she'd always send it to me just like clockwork. And I said, well, Grandma, I'm sure there's several different people that work there. It wasn't just one person that was sending out your check every month. But she thought they got a new gal. The other one must have retired.
Ah, Curtis, that's hilarious. I've never had a problem with the CZ yet. But nice try.
So Pat in the bunker says he got a nice Southern gal when he called High Point. She was a sweetheart. Well, you ought to marry one of them. Find out what real sweethearts they are. Ain't that right, Hillbilly?
You funny, Jamie.
Yeah, she's gonna walk in here any minute, ain't she? Pat did too. All right.
Georgia peaches.
Yep. DJ, we're the peach state, but it's got nothing to do with the fruit that grows on a tree, buddy. I'll tell y'all something you don't know and you don't care about. The Falcons are playing a preseason football game tonight. And why is that important? It's not. I mean, it's a preseason game. It has no relevance at all, but 2 more weeks. College football.
It's around too fast.
Yeah.
Pat in the bunker.
I always like to see preseason come along because I know the weather's going to start cooling off.
Absolutely. Oh, we're scheduled for a record low tonight, Hillbilly.
You guys might be getting, I don't know if we had some cool weather there for about 3 or 4 days. When I say cool, I mean it was, decent,
Yeah, 88 and like only 65% humidity instead of 95.
We got a Pacific hurricane bearing down on us out here in California. It'll get reduced to a tropical storm by the time it makes landfall. Southern California is going to get hit pretty good, as well as the southern part of the Sierra Nevada. Hurricane Hillary. Can you love that? Yeah. Hurricane Hillary, they named it.
That's a killer right there, man.
When I heard the name on the news, I was praying it'd slam you. I was like, man, let them Californians know what a hurricane feels like. I've been through 2 hurricanes. Hurricane Hugo that hit the Carolinas and Hurricane Andrew that went across South Florida. And they were those are bad things, man. No, I really wouldn't wish that on anybody. I take all that back. I just want to be.
Shoot, around these parts, whenever we get a 2-inch rain, that's the distance between the drops. We hardly ever. We don't see a whole lot of heavy duty rain around here. Well, we did this last year. We got quite a bit.
Yeah, so our scheduled low temperature for tonight that will challenge the record low is 64. So it may get down to, that's the record low on this date for Georgia.
We've been seeing some 50s overnight, but of course, I'm a little north of you.
Yeah, just a little.
I'm a little north of everybody on the panel.
Yep.
Yeah. Bama Dad says Alabama's got to straighten out that national championship issue. And GGW was saying how Ohio State will beat Georgia this year. They said that last year too, man. They come closer than anybody else did, didn't they? That was a good football game.
Man, I don't really dig football, but Ohio State's got a good team and always has.
Ooh, I'd have to put my coat on, Miss Hot Shot. Now, see, when we went to Dead Zero in April, and I, the weather we had up there was surprised me, Gene. I mean, it really did. And
It did all of us.
yeah,
I had to buy a hoodie.
yeah, it was only like what 45 that day, 50 maybe. But the problem was the 25-mile-an-hour wind, which was infinitely better than the first time me and Scotsman went up there on the July 4th weekend holiday.
Sweltering.
We were dropping like flies, weren't we, Scotsman?
Yeah, it was bad, man. I think Kyle went through half a pack of water. It was bad. That's definitely some of the hottest heat I've experienced in Georgia. That's for sure.
It was bad. I was hoping that it wouldn't be as bad as Georgia because of the elevation difference. But Miss Hot Shot, April and July are the only 2 weeks I have off. The 1st of April and the 1st of July. And there's Steve's Woodworking and Homestead. He's been doing some wood turning videos. Y'all need to go check that out. Good night, Andy. Have a good one,
Right.
buddy.
Night, Andy.
Night, Andy.
What I was wanting to
buddy.
mention while Andy was still on here was my story about the Ruger American. I was wondering if I called Ruger and told them about that stock. They probably couldn't do anything, could they? I think what I want to do now is just find me one of those sleds to single feed. I think that'd be my best
American's
bet.
popular enough. Somebody ought to make it.
Yeah.
Just send
I bet
Steve's
Ruger-
woodworking a chunk of wood and let him carve you one down.
You know, not for nothing, Jamie, but you might be able to modify a factory mag.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy me a couple of more magazines and take that gun apart. And if I have to, I'll take the spring out and get the follower in there the way I want it, and put a screw through the side and epoxy it in place, and then file it the way I want it shaped, and so that it goes directly into the chamber. Then take the screw out and epoxy the hole up. Is that crazy talk?
Not at all.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's like you said, if it's just a target long range thing, that's all you need. So
I'm looking, Pollard.
Guys and girls, I've got to pull out. I got friends in town. We're fixing to go out and have some dinner downtown tonight. So I will bid you all a good evening and a fun-filled weekend of casting, loading, and shooting. And we'll see you all on the next go-round. So good night, everybody.
Walter, we'll see
Hey,
you,
Walter.
Good night,
brother.
Walter. Hope you have a nice dinner.
Walter, he's
Oh,
got
it'll
a
be
hot
good.
date with a
Talk to you
38.
later.
Good night, bud. So, never mind. I ain't going there.
Oh, come on, Jamie.
I got a Savage 340 I've been working on for a few years. That's got a big fat barrel on it, and I want to make it a single feed because with that barrel on it, it's an inch and a half barrel, 26 inches long. It's going to need wheels, literally, and with that kind of setup, it'll never be anything but a fun range toy. So I want to convert it to a single feed target like that.
The answer to that question, Mr. Pollard, is 2.11 MOA, which ain't as good as I want. I know, but I know GGW and James. I don't want to buy another stock for that gun. I mean, that's a $300 stock, and the uh, the the stock that I've got is for the those mags that
The original Ruger American mag that it was a rotary. The original ones, Tommy, when they first came out, the kind of funky ones that nobody liked. That's what Jamie's has.
I
So it's
think.
got ACIS now because of the MagTech stock. But what they're saying is that the feed ramps of those old Americans that took those original rotary magazine don't play nice with the ACIS.
Yeah, but he's saying that if they'll send me the bottom metal for the AICS mags, that might fix my problem.
Well, the Magpul takes an ACIS or AICS.
Yeah,
That's what they are. So if Ruger sends you something, it's only going to fit the Ruger stock. It's not going to fit the Magpul stock.
yeah.
With as many people that changed that over, though, you think Ruger would have some kind of a clue about how to fix this issue. So it might be worth contacting them. I'm sure they've heard it before.
I mean, when those stocks first came out in the Ruger Americans and everything, there was a lot of talk on the forums with that magazine that Ruger had and the problems converting over to. But I thought it was just a 223 issue because those mags, those AICS or ACIS, or whatever it is, are basically a 308 design mag, and they come out with a 223 length or diameter bullet, but I don't remember exactly. But I know they had a lot of problems, and there was a lot of talk of problems with making that mag work with the rotary magazine guns in 300 blackout and 223.
Steve, the problem with the stock is that it's great. It's great stock. It fits on the rifle great. It just don't feed out of the magazine. And Gene will tell you we tried and tried, and when I called Magpul, they're suggesting that the problem is the design of the rifle. because it was designed. If it was the early model, it was made for the rotary magazine. If it was a later model, it was made for the inline. And Jason Curtis says maybe take the air action out, fix the feed ramps. I think the problem is the feed ramp is too short, and I don't know if there's a fix for that. Bubba needs some 3040 Craig brass, y'all.
Good luck. That's a tough one.
know.
And when you buy it, it's expensive.
I've seen a few pieces of it, but rare. That's like, holy crap. Ooh, look at that. I'm putting that back aside special. So I got this little pocket on my cart that I put pieces like that in. When I see something that's just was like, what the heck is this? And so that's where I'm coming up from, where with this what's hot pot got is seeing this oddball stuff.
I've got a couple of Timneys in 98 Mausers and Springfield rifles. I've got one drop in a AR. I've always liked them. I like their products.
Hey, Chico, I'll check mine tomorrow.
I know my Ruger American 300 Blackout, I put a Boyd stock on, and I had to do a little fitting to make the mag feed, but it works fine. That's with that old style magazine. And my 358 Ruger American is a newer style 3-round mag. And that one also, I had to do a little fiddling to make it work properly. But even when it didn't work properly, it still fed. It just didn't fit properly. It rubbed. The ergonomics of it were off a little. More a stock problem than anything else. But that's what's kind of held me back on the. Because I'd love to have one of those Magpul stocks on my American. I've got my 350 American uses AR magazines.
That would probably work. G23 6.5 Creedmoor is a short action. So yeah, we'll dig into that tomorrow and get to the bottom of it. I'm gonna get that either worked out or get one of those bobsleds and get that squared away.
I wonder if that would work for my 450 Bushmaster Ruger American. That's a short action.
Well, if it's the inline magazines, yeah, it will.
It's the newer Ruger magazines that the straight. It's not rotary. It's a straight stack.
That'll work. That's what they told me that it was designed for. Steve, the problem's not. I don't need to carve out the stock or anything. It's a matter of making the magazine feed the round into the chamber. It won't feed from the magazine. But when you get the round in there, it shoots really good.
3040 Crag is a rimmed, very, very thick rimmed case, and that's the trouble with it. There's not a lot out there that you can use to make it from. Like a 4570 is too thin. The rim is too thin. The 3040 Crag is it's a lot like a Lebel case. If you're familiar with an 8mm Lebel, it's a very thick, beveled base of the case, rim of the case.
No, Tommy boy, it's not the rear of the mag, it's the front of the magazine. The bullet feeds into the the cartridge feeds into a brick wall right there. Thanks, Idaho. I appreciate it, but I got that's what I'm dealing with. I still have my original Ruger American stock, and I replaced it with the Magpul stock, the Magpul American Hunter stock, and it just don't feed. And the problem is, uh, yeah, it's jamming on the tip of the bullet, Tommy boy. It's just not hitting the feed ramp and going up in there. And they said that the problem was the stock, the Ruger American stock is the Magpul stock is made for the later version of the Ruger American rifle that has the inline instead of the rotary magazines. That's what the problem is. The feed ramp is not compatible.
So with the original stock, the original mag will work.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's a thin piece of plastic and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Mark? Scotsman, I should have done my homework before I bought the blame thing.
Hey, we all got parts drawers. We all got parts cabinets. Depending on how bad you buy something and don't check or whatever. We all have something there. We have miscellaneous things sitting there.
You may be able to sell it, James, and buy a different stock. I've got a bunch of Boyds on different guns, and there's a couple that I could advise you not to get, but most of them are pretty good.
Tommy boy, the problem is the feed ramp is already too short.
Let's see you, Pat.
Good night, buddy.
Good night, Pat.
Night, Pat.
That's
sir.
right, Idaho. A hammer will fix anything.
I cut it twice; it's still too short.
I know. It's even shorter now.
You should take that hammer. It'll fix it. I gotta buy a new hammer. My hammer's messed up after all these years. Starting to come loose.
Oh.
I could probably just JB weld it, but I'll just buy another one.
JB Weld to fix anything, if you're patient enough.
Oh yeah.
I'll still try to do it anyway. Just keep it for in the house. It's been a good hammer. I've had it many years.
Check that out, Bubba. And I got tickled at Bubba, and then we got to start getting ready to clear the floor for Gizzard Gary. I got tickled at him. One of the guys, and look at you, Miss Hotshot. I had a blonde moment. And the older I get, the more frequent those happen. I wish I could remember who sent Bubba the hand loader magazines, and it freaked him out.
Steve, didn't it? I mean, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Dwayne?
it was Dwayne.
Yeah.
So he gets this big old box, and he actually has to read them. He thought he could fill it full of ammo and stick it in the bottom of a gun, and that's what the kind of magazines he was expecting. But there was a time in this world where people uh, they had wanted posters at the post office because people would send letters to communicate with each other, and you actually had people that bought, paid for, and read a newspaper on a daily basis. It's just,
Can you imagine?
yeah, it's such a foreign concept to
The youth today, man. I still get magazines in the mail.
Oh
I
yeah.
get,
You know,
man,
I still read.
I ordered, CW got me subscribing to Handloader magazine, and my subscription ran out, and I
Uh-oh.
forgot to renew it, so I got to get back on there. And I'm gonna buy a 2 year subscription this year. I need to set it up on auto draft, so uh, I
No,
know.
no, 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 no. You actually need to get the form out of the magazine, get you a money order or check, send it in. Got to go old school all the way with this, Jamie.
You're
Uh,
right. But
be
oh
careful
boy,
when you do it, Jamie, because what I did to them, they're kind of, if you're not paying attention, you can subscribe to a digital magazine. I did that once, and I went round and around with them because I contacted them and said, "Look, I bought and paid for this, and I'm not getting the magazine." And come to find out, that's what I had done. I had bought the digital copy, not the paper copy.
and if you're a subscriber, you can still go read whatever, and you can order back copies and all that stuff. Of course, they charge you more money for them.
I just like having that paper copy. I like to have it refer to it. I've had hand loader. I've got hand loader from since forever, and I like the reference to it. You can go back and look at stuff, and I just really like it.
They've got some really good load data, and you can keep them. You can fold it over. You got data right there by
It's not
by your press. And
it's not what it used to be, but I still like it. I get a couple of. They have a couple of magazines too. There's like 5 or 6 that they offer, 3 or 4 that they offer, and they're I like them.
look at that. Up to 5 years ago when he passed, father-in-law.
Yep.
Chris is
Shoot,
still out there, man. Good to see Chris out there. Don't resub; they'll send you great renew offers. What a concept! Well, see, that's what I was going to say, Abigail. Where CW's got this big stack of them. They're probably sitting right beside the toilet.
they were forever since now we're having to use the wheelchair in there. I don't have room for it anymore, so there's not in there anymore. But yeah, it was. It was stacks of them in there.
I miss the magazine. I miss the magazine rack in the turlet.
We
That's
play
the reading room.
we play phone app games now on the sitting there.
When I grew up, there's always a Sears catalog and some hot rod magazines in the restroom.
Yeah.
A 4-wheeler. What'd you get, Steve?
And my grandma always had Better Homes and Gardens and Company in the car magazines. Montgomery Ward, J.C. Penney catalog. Sometimes you see a Woolworths. Remember Woolworth?
Oh yeah, Woolco. Woolworths Woolco.
But you kicked out of all Woolworths or just this one at Woolworths ever? That has to be one of my favorite all time shows, man.
Care for some gopher?
Huh?
Care for some gopher?
Brother, where?
What's a CF 400? Who makes a CF 400? Is that a
That's
Honda?
No, it's a CF is not Center Force. I think it's oh, I can't think of their name, but they're a company like Honda or Yamaha or whatever. CF.
Daniel says, "Do not seek the treasure."
CF Moto.
CF.
Do not.
Yeah, you can also get you like 12 music CDs in the mail for a penny too, Jamie.
Oh boy, did we get those
Oh yeah, I bought quite a few. I bought quite.
albums or tapes. It wasn't those CDs.
Yeah, it was before
Yeah.
CDs. It was before CDs by a shot.
Yeah.
Decades. What was the name of that? What was the name of that company? What was that?
Columbia House.
Columbia
Yeah,
House.
Columbia.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way they ever made any money.
No.
Not for me.
Yeah. Columbia House. Yes.
How does Publishers Clearinghouse give away all that money?
Well, they sell stuff. You get all these things in there, and because my wife was big into that. She was buying stuff on there all the time, and it's all kinds of little knickknack stuff, and they have expensive stuff too. But it seems like you order something there, it says it's $3 or $9 or $6 or whatever, and then you get it and you get the bill and it's $29, $39, $49. So we'll forever sending stuff back. I swore this was $6 or $8, $12, and here's a bill for $39, $49. So we box it back up and send it back. So they didn't make a lot off us, but they could have if you weren't paying attention. You get it, you just pay the bill.
I remember that. They do. Sucker bait. Look at Idaho. Where are you at right now, Idaho? You said you're back at work. What part of the world are you in? I guess
Gizzard has no show tonight.
no,
Somebody
he
said?
doesn't. We don't have to be in a hurry, but I still gotta get some rest tonight. And we'll stay on a few more minutes if y'all want to. Y'all want to stay on a little while longer, or? Indiana, look up Mock.
Yeah, was he on? I thought he saw him on here, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on earlier.
Yeah, he was in the side
Yes,
chat.
he was. Yeah, I got a number of 5-gallon pails I should sort, but I don't. They've been sitting there for a while. I know what's in there.
Things could go all night. Man's got to know his limitations, buddy.
Yeah, that's not this show.
No.
Tune in tomorrow over on Uncle Jim's. You want to stay all night. He likes to go long.
I've tried, man. I can't do Uncle Jim's.
There's Chad. Hey, man.
It is forever and ever. He does go a long time, don't he?
Good night, Paul. We appreciate you hanging out, buddy.
Hey, Paul. Good night, man. I hear you, Tommy. I got a dreaming dog over here. She's barking.
I think, Chad, didn't I hear you say you work for a motorcycle dealer? So you're out fixing motorcycles all summer long? Uh, Ms. Hotshot, I keep a uh, 38 snub nose revolver with duct tape on the handle, wrapped up in a plastic bag in the tank. So
Emergency use only.
leave the gun,
Take the
take the
cannoli.
cannoli. So not everybody got that. Nice shirt, Weasel.
This thing's seen better days.
I've got one just like it somewhere. Daniel. You used to
You haven't looked lately, have you, Jamie?
I ain't needed it.
You thought it was there. Guess what? Daniel's just the kind of guy to dig around in the back of your tank and your turlet. You know?
Come to
Just
think
saying.
of it, we had a
You
Italian.
gotta watch him, man. You gotta watch him like a hawk.
Well, we did have Italian the night they were here, and I never got any cannoli either. I'm just saying. He's the kind that will take the cannoli and the pistol. So, yeah. That's the idea, Mr. Pollard. I think Chad works on yeah,
He said he's a parts manager. They got a whole
parts.
bunch of lines of manufacturers.
When you say road race team, you mean you go on the road with cross country, or you have a road race team like what Gene used to do?
Hey, there's Mario.
That'd be like what I used to do, what he's talking about.
Okay, are you ready? Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday,
Mario. On YouTube.
Mario.
Happy birthday
to you.
To you.
Now,
And many more.
3, 2, 1.
Hey.
That was terrible.
Man, I don't think anybody's going to cut that
That's-
birthday record right there.
I saw a little video on YouTube with Sturgis from the Bud Light booth. There wasn't nobody there.
Yeah, that was funny. I seen that video. And yeah, there was nobody in that Bud Light booth. I don't think they served anything there. They done, man. Anheuser-Busch done messed up, man.
Yep. Get woke, go broke.
And they know it too. I mean, They know they messed up.
His dogs are howling. So, uh, Chad, you can get us bike parts then, I take it. What brands do y'all carry? All of them.
Yeah, it's
So I
shorter
think
to
we
list
need
what
to,
we don't.
yeah, I think we need to start going through the room. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We still got 41 even after that birthday song. Uh, I did see a short of the Hells Angels rolling into Sturgis. We have I'm in Christian Motorcycle Association. We have 2 booths there at Sturgis all week. So that's on my bucket list. So one day I'll be up there.
That's on my bucket list too.
We got to hook up and do that, man. I'll stop by on my way. What's your thoughts? Are you thinking of riding from your house to there?
If you're taking your Harley, you better trailer it till you get there. Buzz.
My
Well,
my brother-in-law has been a number of times. He plans work around it, and the best way he went was trailering.
Well, some really good friends of mine, they're big Harley people. And they go every year. And back when they were first going, I'd asked them, they said something about, taking their closed trailer. I'm like, you guys ain't going to ride? They're like, well, we haul them to about an hour away from there and then we ride. I'm like, why don't you guys just ride? And they said, well, as much as we work on these things, it'd take us a month to get there by the time we have to stop and fix a piece here and fix a piece there. But they're older ones, they're like, one of them has what they call it, shovel.
Shovelhead.
shovelhead.
Yeah, but it's a crossover when they went from the shovel head to something and it's like part each motor or something. And like,
That'd be
it's
a
really
pan.
nice.
I think that'd be a pan shovel. Pan
Pan
bottom
shovel.
end.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, pan bottom end, shovel top end.
yeah. Yeah, he says you dang near have to weld everything on it to keep from vibrating off.
The problem is the pan lower end. Shovel top end was pretty good.
Yeah.
Men and pan heads were JUNK. They look pretty sitting there, but man, get a ride home and lock it up. Had one.
Yeah, AMF almost killed Harley completely dead. Anyway, let's start going through the room and we'll bid our friends a good night and a good weekend. Who wants to go first? Mark, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll make it short and sweet. I'm just hoping to do a little bit of maybe shooting or reloading this weekend. Uh, Still got to work a little bit, or still got a few more days off next week, and we'll see what we can do during those. But that's end of summer. So it's just been a pleasure being here this evening. Thanks for having me. Great side chat. It's always fun. Great conversation. Look forward to it every week. Thanks.
Thanks for being here and thanks for my new t shirt where I can advertise for Thomas Leatherwork.
Good looking shirt, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, man. Mr. Weasel, what you got coming up?
It's good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, it's probably half a dozen videos I got to make over the weekend. So we'll have some things coming out here pretty soon, as well as on the Weasel channel as well. You'll see another video over there too. So be looking for that. Other than that, guys, if you can donate to help Lakeview, get a hold of me. You got 1 week left on the Winchester. If you want in on the 10mm, get a hold of Bald. And then don't forget, Garage Guys got the 20 gauge. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate you. Appreciate what's going on, and I hope that's going to get Tony and his wife over the hump. so to speak. Hillbilly up. Got guns,
Hey,
beer, and
buddy.
therapy tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. We sure do. Man, I got all kinds of things going on. Got videos going out about every day. We had this the giveaway. The September the 9th, on Guns, Bear, and Therapy, we'll be doing a drawing for the winner of Garage Guys giveaway. But also, when I took did my challenge or whatever, raise money for Tony and his wife. I wasn't offering a giveaway, but I planned on giving something away. So I have everybody's name down that he gave, and so I'm also going to be doing a drawing for those people that night. And I am trying real hard to reach a goal of mine that I set almost a year ago, September the 2nd. I set a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers in 1 year. And we're coming up on that date here pretty close. I'm 125 subs short. So, I appreciate if anybody likes my channel, give me a sub, if not, that's fine, But anyway, I'll be doing a big drawing for that when that happens. I got a lot of fun stuff planned for that. So anyway, I just appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's always a blast, always fun here. Great side chat. I just enjoy it so much, and thank you all so much. Guns, Bear, and Therapy tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, and we'll just try to have some fun.
I wished you had brought that up earlier. You guys are still here. You're not subscribed to Hillbilly Up. There's a link to his channel.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Let's get him up to 1,000. We can do that. We'll talk about that more next week. You gotta tell me these things. I can see in the videos, but if you don't bring it up at the moment, like Miss Hotshot says, I'll have a blind moment. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I appreciate it, Jamie. Thank you.
Let's, Gene, just a minute. Weasel, did I correct me? Are we giving the rifle away on this show or on yours?
On this show next Friday.
Very nice.
Let me know what I need to do.
Next Friday, I think. Unless anyone has any issues with that, but I think this would be better here. I think a little more impartial to where we have other people involved. It's not just me and Lakeview, and it's other people involved that can verify what's going on. So,
yeah.
And
guys, if you don't mind, Jamie, guys, please say prayers for Tony and his wife. I mean, you know how, it's bad for a fella to get kicked when he's down. Poor guy lost his dog the other day on top of all this. I mean, that just stinks,
Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's too bad. That's rough.
Yeah, that ain't no fun. So next Friday night, we're going to give away a Winchester. I hope I win. I hope I win. I hope I win.
Me too.
I won't win. So let me know. We'll talk this week, Scotsman, about how we want to go about that. I can number up some brass and get Rigby to pull it out of a cowboy hat or whatever we need to do. We can set up the wheel, but there's that seems so. I don't know what it seems. It just seems more real when you.
The problem you're going to have with something like the wheel is going to be that we have some people that have a lot of entries. So that causes issues when you're trying to do stuff like that. So we'll probably end up using numbers, either paper or brass or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Well, I've got a whole canister of 30-30 brass, and it's a 30-30 rifle. So, bang, there you go. Gene, what you got working on this week?
Oh, hey, thanks for having me on. Great chat this week. Let's see. I got some more videos coming out. I got a shoot Sunday. Going to take one of the new pistols and try it out and see how it runs. Other than that, man, I just hope everybody has a great, blessed weekend. I really do. Prayers for Tony and his wife. CW, prayers for your knee. I know that that had to stink. And just thanks for having me on. I appreciate everybody, and take good care of yourselves.
Very good, man. Thanks for being here. Looking forward to next week now. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
You planning anything, CW?
Nope. Well, day by day over here. But I want to thank everybody on our panel. A good time. I want to thank everybody in the side chat. We had over 50 on there. That was really good. I want to. I didn't know about Tony's dog. That really stinks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't know if you're still on here or you were tonight. I didn't notice, but that's rough. Wish Mario a happy birthday. And I might have a video or something coming up, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Nothing planned. You got
Thank you.
another 308 video coming, don't you, Jamie?
I'm working on it, gathering up the stuff. I'm wanting to get that done this weekend with an unboxing video because all you guys are way too good to me sending me stuff. Got another package in got a shirt from Mark. Thank you. Got a package from Bama Dad today that'll surprise some of you guys. Uh, Trees are blowing. Uh, Stalker Steve and some CW bullets to show off too. So we'll get all that in one unboxing video, and then we'll work on the 308 thing. And I want to thank you guys on the panel. We couldn't do this without y'all. Thank you so much for coming out and spending time with us. Uh, Same goes for the side chat. You guys rock. Y'all were putting in comments. I know I missed a lot of stuff. I apologize, but in the time it took me to type in that verse for this evening, I missed 76 comments. I'm like, yeah. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Hope y'all have a great weekend, and we hope the Lord blesses y'all real good. And if He's willing, next week at 8 o'clock, we'll be back again. Thank y'all for visiting with us. Say good night, y'all.